I just really want you guys, because I feel like I've been receiving a lot of messages lately about like, oh my God, Bessie, you're so admirable. You're such a girl boss. And da-da-da. I just want you guys to know, literally, I didn't do anything that's like far exceptional. Nothing that I've done is exceptional. Nothing I've done you cannot do. Like, I just like, my mom did not have an education. I could easily not go into college because my dad didn't love me. I had all these abandonment issues and like, fuck everything. But I had to make the decision. My mom worked 3 jobs. My mom worked over 60 to maybe 80 hours a week, an overnight shift, a 12-hour shift, a little job in between then. And I had to see my mom get up every day tired. And you know what I told myself? I don't want to be poor. I don't want to have to work 3, 4, 5 jobs so I could sustain a family. I did not want to do that. So I had to make a decision. How did I want to construct a life that I wanted for me?
Yeah.
And that required sacrifice. And I think a lot of the times we're always looking at, well, this is the impediment that limited me. This is what the reason why I wasn't able to do this and that. But it's like a lot of these things are yourselves. A lot of things you can accomplish on your own. The network and the connections I've made have been entirely on my own. You just have to put yourself out there, and you can't be scared to fail. Failure will often lead you to the greatest achievements, the greatest successes, but you have to put yourself in the position of success and opportunity and not in the position of, well, this is why I can't do it. You're never going to be able to do it.
And I say that from experience because that's where I've pretty much been my whole life. Like, I don't think I ever had the drive to do anything more than I needed to. And, you know, that does come from my privilege of like, but my parents were like we were fighting at 18 because I wanted to get a job. And my dad was like, no, like, you're going to stay here until you get married and then your husband's going to take you away. And like, that really limited me. But lately, like, even how you're saying, like, I've just been getting so many messages of like, how can I want a different life if I'm not doing anything different to achieve it? Like, if you want a perfect body, then you're going to have to put in the work. Like, if you want a high paying job, then you're going to have to put in the work to get there, to escalate in that ladder. Yeah. And I feel like with me, it's just more of like how we were saying, like, I don't know exactly what it is I want, so I don't have a direction to go. Yeah. But I know what I like. Like, I know what I like to do. I like to be on the podcast. I like to interview. I like to read. I like to do this. So I'm like, okay, so how do I do all of this not half-assed? Yeah. And it's hard when you're in a cycle of laziness and distractions and, you know, just
excuses too.
Excuses. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to get out of that mentality. And it really just kind of takes the immediate decision of, I don't want to live this life anymore. Is this where I want to be a year from now? No. Okay, then I can't act this same way I've been acting for years for another year. Like, I need to change something. I don't know what it is, but something in my life has to change because I'm tired of this position I'm in and I'm not going to be here next year. It's hard. That's though. Real. Especially like I just had this conversation with Anthony because I was like, babe, like, I don't want to be here in a year. Like, I don't want us to be in this position. Like, I want us to grow and I want us to find whatever it is that our life is going to be. But you have, shout out to Matthew McConaughey because I was watching a podcast with him on it. All right. And he was, yeah, exactly. He was saying how when he told his dad that he wanted to be an actor, he thought his dad, because he was going to law school, he thought his dad was going to be, was going to be very negative and very, you know, dismissive about it. And that all his dad said was, don't half-ass it. And it really, really spoke to me because I half-ass everything in my life. Everything. I think the only thing I didn't was just the gym. But then I get frustrated because I'm like, okay, but if I can do this in the gym, then why can't I apply this in other parts of my life? And that's the mentality I'm in right now. I'm like, okay, I know I can do it because I'm doing it here. Yeah. So now I need to figure out how am I going to do it in this aspect and this and you know, every aspect that I want. Like, I want more money. Okay, I got to get to work. I want to save. Then I got to save. Like, it really is very simple, basic things that you need to do that make you uncomfortable because you've never done them before. Yeah. You're never going to grow in a space of comfortability.
Yeah. And I think you're just saying the magic thing. You have to be willing to actually sacrifice. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Everything that I'm hearing you're saying, it's like, what do I have to sacrifice out of joy so that I can obtain satisfaction, right? Because like the things that make you happy are fleeting, but the things that are going to satisfy you, right? Having a healthy body, mind, and soul, having, you know, enough money saved so that you can accomplish your dreams, being able to finish your college education, like those are things we have to sacrifice. And that's something that I'm telling you, like I really thought about, like after, you know, like I had such an amazing day. Like I remember I'm like, this is all because of sacrifice.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even my sacrifice that I was thinking about. I was thinking about my mother's sacrifice, you know? And I'm just like, and all I've had to sacrifice was like very minimal things. I didn't have to be backbreaking, labor picking, cotton picking grapes. Like my mother in 100 fucking degree weather so that I can come and give. I just had to put my phone down. I just had to not work. I just had to go be a fellow and sacrifice going out and partying for 3 months so that it can land me a job opportunity 3-4 months after I graduated college. Like I just feel like it's the sacrifice that will help you achieve your goal.
And realistically, like sacrifice in itself is fleeting. You know what I mean? Like you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, not forever, for however long it needs until you achieve your goal. And then you're going to feel even better than where you were. That's kind of what I've been telling myself like over and over and over again. Like, I don't want to do this, but my happiness is not going to last forever.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm feeling right now, it's going to go away. And I'm going to be back at square one in this shitty feeling that I hate. And then this shitty feeling is going to go away. And if I haven't changed anything, I'm going to be back in my, doom scroll, having a jolly old time, and then back again. Like, it is literally a cycle and you have to break it.
Yeah. 100%.
There is no other way. There is no other way of getting what you want except through sacrifice.
Yep. And we're answering one of the best gifts because one of the besties asked us, how do we stay consistent in the gym? And I feel like this isn't everything. A lot of you girls and gays and boyfriends, because I know y'all watching with your bitch, or the bitch you shouldn't be watching with. But that's for another episode.
Sorry, Lola.
No, I'm kidding, because the men that listen to us are faithful to their girls. Except you, because you're feeling guilty. I'm like, that was pointed. No. But I'm like, damn, I was trying to joke and I lost my point. This could be applied to anything.
Yeah.
Like this could essentially just be applied to anything. Like you just have to make you have to make the decision what you actually want. Like I feel like for the beginning of this year, I was like, I want to get better at my job. But one thing I really wanted to prioritize was my health. And I'm like, I'm just going to go and do cardio for an hour and just eat better. And that's literally what I focused my first month. And I lost like 7 pounds in my first month of me being consistent in the gym. So that has motivated me. So also, I think a key thing to, like, let's say gym, but also anything, be realistic with your timeline.
Like we were saying earlier too, like be realistic with your goals. And it's that uncomfortability of realizing like, okay, maybe I'm a fucking loser right now, but I'm not going to be anymore. So if I can't and when I say loser, I'm talking about
I say work
myself.
in progress. You're a work in progress.
It's just more of like, okay, if I want to have a 6-pack, am I anywhere near a 6-pack? No. So then let me set realistic goals. Okay, then I want to lose 5 pounds. That's a realistic goal. And then you plan it around that. And then once you make that goal, then you just keep moving it forward. And I feel like this is things Saul has told us millions of times. Is that what you're thinking right now?
A little bit.
I was actually on his phone, but that's not for
No,
us.
but I do because a lot of the times when I'm like having these discussions with myself, I think about Saul because it's something that he has preached for a really long time.
Really? Soul never comes across my mind, but that's okay. I'm just kidding. Soul, what do you have to add to the besties, to what we said to that? And make it short.
About applying yourself?
Yeah. How has that benefited you? Because obviously you're someone who's successful. We think you're successful, and the besties think you're successful. So,
thank you. I think it really is like if you really like, if it's easy, but it's hard. It's like if you really want to change, it just takes one day to change. Like if you just it just takes one day to break a habit. It just takes one day to sit down and plan out what the next step is in the right path, and that's really all it takes. And people think it's hard, but really all you do is sit down and write it out. And you're like, okay, cool. Now I have a plan. Now I can execute. But people forget to they don't think that writing the plan is important.
yeah.
But once you physically see something, it's easier to achieve.
Right. So be strategic and be methodical, right? Because it's easy. I literally could have said I want to lose weight and then never figured out. But I literally told myself, well, I need to throw out all my junk food. I need to buy snacks that I'm going to eat. I need to then buy food that are nutrient and protein dense. And like, when I'm hungry, I can only eat whatever's at my house. Like I feel like I had to think about it because, like I said, if I have 5 minutes in between a meeting, of course I was running to 7-Eleven. I was getting a motherfucking bag of extra flame hot Cheetos. But I had to stop that habit. My habit was stop doing that and only eat what's at home. And like hey, I'm not a fucking pro. Clearly, I'm a work in progress. But like eating really has helped manage a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, making that decision to eat better.
And even like if you go to 7-Eleven, y'all know 7-Eleven sells bananas. And they're pretty bomb. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
that shit is
love
bananas.
7-Eleven bananas.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
I think one
more.
for example, everybody wants to be rich, right? But no one really has a number on that. You don't need to be a millionaire to have the things that you want. So if you just literally write down what you want and how much it costs, and then just look at how you live, if there are any expenses you can cut, where you can double your money, how can you double your money? It makes it so much easier, and now it looks realistic.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, oh, I need $1 million to have this. Like, no, you
Right.
Hey, besties. We're so excited for our next chapter of IE and Besties with our new podcast network, SAZON Studios.
Make sure to check out all the great content from our sister shows like La Plática with Josh Leiva and Sebastián Robles, and Suelta la Lengua with Itati Lopez and her mom, Doña Silvia.
Talk about hilarious duos.
Absolutely. We hope to see you soon, and we hope you tune in.